I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
Should we start without her, or let me try calling her again?
Try it one more time, then we'll proceed.
Kate?
Corporate. Oh, because Rob's out of town.
So sorry about that.
It's okay.
All right, well, so nice to meet you. I'm Lindsay Bell.
Hi.
I'm the regional HR director.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So we have everyone here, and we're just gonna go ahead and start.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. So, Chris, just wanted to let you know that you brought to our attention of an employee throwing and striking you with an object. We appreciate you bringing this to our attention, and we have conducted and completed our investigation. The company has taken the appropriate action deemed necessary. During our investigation, it was discovered that you were in violation of company policy and need to address them with you. We have a written counseling notice that you will be presented to you, okay? So here is the counseling notice, okay? And if you guys want to read along. So, employer statement. Chris, on the morning of September 13th, you were provided the company policy on recording in the workplace as stated on page 34. Therefore, recording via tape, digitally, by cell phone or other device of any conversations, whether face-to-face or on the telephone, whether in secret or openly, is strictly prohibited. At about 12:50, you were observed recording another employee. This behavior is strictly prohibited and will not be tolerated. Additionally, on September 13th, you were observed using profanity towards another employee. These behaviors are in violation of the company policy as stated in the employee handbook on page 26. These behaviors are in violation of the company, use of threatening, intimidating, or abusive language and or gestures, page 29. Insubordination, failure to carry out reasonable requests made by the manager or supervisor, and any disorderly conduct such as profanity, yelling, including the use of vulgar, abusive, or obscene language while on company or client premises are arising out of company business. These behaviors are unacceptable and will not be tolerated. Okay? Need to demonstrate immediate and sustained improvement in this area of displaying professional behavior at all times. Further incidents will result in additional disciplinary actions up to and including termination of employment. Okay? So I forgot, can I borrow your pen? If you want to just sign there at the bottom. Okay?
What am I signing?
This counseling notice that I just read to you?
You said I was observed speaking vulgarly?
Correct.
Okay, where's that at? Can I have the evidence?
The evidence was witnesses that heard you speaking this.
Not signing it.
Okay, no problem.
You can agree or disagree.
Yeah, I definitely disagree.
It's on there, so if you disagree, if you want to write a statement, you can.
Yeah, I was assaulted. Nobody said nothing about assault. Yeah, I was assaulted, so.
No, that's part of the investigation.
Yeah,
So
and then
the employee was terminated for assaulting you.
Do you have proven evidence of me recording? I mean, I pulled my camera out, but how do you know I was recording?
It's on the video footage.
It showed me recording?
Yeah.
No, it just showed me pointing my camera at him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I disagree with all that.
Okay.
And Chris, this is Lindsay, so you absolutely have the right to disagree. You can certainly do so. You can also, attach a statement that you would like to present, based on the counseling. Whether or not you sign it, the counseling still remains, right? Because we were able to conduct an investigation, we obtained witness statements, and we were able to substantiate those allegations. And those are the things that because there is a violation of company policy, notwithstanding, obviously, the throwing of the tape, we handle that accordingly, but this is for, the actions that, were in accordance with that, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions for us?
No, none at all.
Okay, so, do you guys have any input or anything to go along?
Nope.
Okay, since I have everybody here, I wanted to go about, yesterday and what happened with yesterday. After your follow-up, you came in and you had a release paper stating that you had no restrictions anymore, okay? It was in your locker. So I walked with you to your locker. When we got to your locker, you had all of your personal belongings in a Cintas locker with a sign that says no Sodexo employees or temporary employees can use these lockers.
Technically, it didn't say Sodexo, it said center plate, and that's why I didn't know.
We used to be
That's why I didn't know.
But you did know because Ian told you in your first week of training that you are not allowed to put those items in those. But you continue to do so anyway. And then after yesterday, when I told you that you can't put your items in there, you got upset with me and you threw everything out of your locker and then continued to yell at me saying you don't have anywhere to put your computer. I then said, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you, maybe you should leave it at home. Now, I didn't have anywhere else for you to put it at the time, but I did find a secondary location with lockers to put it in, okay? So, you got rather upset with me for just stating a fact of something that we're not supposed to do. So, just wanted to bring that up as well, okay?
Okay.
And so, just to reiterate, we need to kind of take a look back and, rethink our behaviors and such.
Is HR still on the phone right now?
Yes, HR is still on the phone.
Okay, yeah, so, okay, yeah, Jason likes to talk to me, I don't know if you can ask other employees, he likes to talk to people like they're stupid or slow. He says things sort of like this, does that make any sense? And it's real patronizing to me, so that's the only reason why I was upset, that's all.
It's like a corporate way of talking so that people can kind of understand what you're saying.
Ask the other employees.
Am I talking to you like that right now?
Everybody says it. Chris across the street says it. Jake says it. Ian says it.
It's a form of slow communication
Kevin
so that
says
people
it.
understand and receive your communication.
Everybody says it. Yeah, so it just seems like it's a little, patronizing, like you're.
It may be taken that way, but it's
Yeah.
a form of communication so that someone receives your communication properly.
Okay.
Yeah, there's all sorts of, people are coming to work that have all sorts of abilities and come from different walks of life, so it's common to try and speak slowly and to make sure that everyone understands, especially with language barriers, et cetera, so that's a common practice that, we've seen leaders use, just to make sure they're being consistent across the board. But what I do want to make sure that I bring up, while we're discussing this, regardless if, you think that it is patronizing or anything, obviously that type of behavior, throwing your stuff on the ground, yelling, that's not acceptable behavior either, okay? So I just want to make sure, that we are all clear in this meeting that, you're being issued this counseling for violation of company policy, and one of the policies, obviously that's, stated in the handbook, is ethical conduct, professional conduct, et cetera. So I just want to make sure that, we all understand that while you're at work, you have to engage in a professional manner, and if you have an issue with the way someone is talking to you or something like that, you can always pull in HR, you can have, professional discussion with that manager, we can help with mediation, et cetera, but that type of behavior is not going to be tolerated, okay?
Yeah, question for you. What do I do about compensation for me missing having to go to the hospital because my leg was messed up, because I was assaulted?
So did you file a workers' compensation
Yes,
claim?
yes.
Yeah, so the workers' compensation will handle all of that.
Okay, I just don't know by when, because this week was the week that I missed those days because of my leg.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, do you have you been in contact with,
So,
any of Gallagher Bassett?
No one.
Okay.
Lindsay, the reason why is his restrictions were 20% physical and 80% non-physical. And unfortunately, the job description or position is not non-physical. And whereas that day, he had already worked 20% of his time. So I had to let him go for that day because I didn't have anything else for him to do.
And 2 days after that, too.
That was weekend, non-scheduled days.
No, that was Thursday, Friday,
Yeah.
last week. That was
Right.
Thursday, Friday. Yeah, so I missed
Right,
Wednesday,
so-
Thursday, and Friday.
Right, so Tuesday, Thursday and Friday, so partial day Thursday and then Friday, and then you had the weekend.
No, there was partial day Wednesday.
Right.
Partial day Wednesday. Didn't come in Thursday, didn't come in Friday.
Yeah, I mean, we can follow up with Rod if there's any questions about any sort of compensation, but he's obviously closer to the situation. So when he returns on Tuesday, we can follow up to see if there's anything outstanding or anything like that.
Yeah, because I mean, it wasn't my fault that I missed that work. You know, people wanted to throw stuff at me. They like to whistle around too, but I mean, I guess, you know, you can't stop them from doing that.
We've had discussions with my whole crew, and everybody understands your sensitivity to whistling. So I have had discussions with the entire crew.
But they're still doing it, so, yeah.
No, I understand, but we still had we had this discussion with everybody.
Okay.
We let them know,
Yeah, all right.
okay?
And it still happens, but I can't record them doing it, so how do I prove it?
Well, I mean, so what's the problem? Someone was.
So every time I enter a room, it doesn't matter if it's someone from the kitchen, it doesn't matter if it's someone from the warehouse, it doesn't matter if it's someone from, I don't know, a temp, a worker, it doesn't matter. Someone's whistling every time I walk in a room.
And you told me before, these are people that you don't know and have no
Yeah,
idea about your condition as well, right?
Some I know, some I don't know. I don't know everybody here. I've been here like 52 days, so I'm just now starting to learn people's names. So yeah, but yeah, anyways, I told that to Kelly. She said I can record. I told that to Jason. He said I can record, but then HR said I shouldn't. So what do I do about that?
Yeah, you definitely cannot record.
Okay.
Especially without someone's consent, but it is outlined in our handbook that you're not allowed to record.
Yeah, I was gonna say Colorado's law says that I can, but like you said, your policy is that I can't, so I understand that. But Colorado law is that I can, so.
Right, but company policy, I mean, we're a private business, so we can determine, what kind of policies you want, and in the handbook, it does state that you cannot record.
Right, correct. So what do I do?
You can bring, I mean, if there is whistling that is, intended to affect you negatively, I would encourage you to talk to Rob or, to talk to Jason.
Did that.
Try and help communicate, but, if it's just people are whistling in your general vicinity, that might be a little harder to tackle, as you can imagine.
Right, every time I enter a room, yeah.
And we've, on our end, did everything that we could, as far as, making everybody aware.
Yeah, they said they need proof. They said they need proof, and so how do I prove it then? That I'm being it's auditory harassment, but how do I prove that?
And so, I'm just trying to understand, do you feel as though, because you stated that it's pretty much anyone and everyone?
Negative.
What kind of, is it whistling intended to?
So first off, I didn't say it's anyone and everyone. Second off, it's all types of whistles. So you have the sexual whistle. You have that one. You have just a humming type of whistle. You have a strict, like, I don't know how to do it, but if you put your hands in your mouth and you do the loud whistle. But it's every time I'm near people. It's funny because it doesn't happen when I'm just near, like, let's say Jake or Ian by themselves. but it'll happen when I'm with Jaime and it's just me and Jaime. Or it'll happen when it's just me and someone else walking in the kitchen or something, usually. So that's just what I'm trying to get to. How do I go about proving that this is actually happening? Since I can't record.
Yeah, so, I mean, if there's witnesses present, obviously when you're talking about obfuscation, letting them know when witnesses are present, 'cause that's the best way that we can corroborate, an allegation.
And you don't have audio on your cameras, right?
We do not, no.
I can't answer that, to be honest, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
No, we do not.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, if it's, because when I said anyone and everyone, you said it's temps, you said it's employees, you
And-
said,
Now, you told me this occurs outside of workplace as well with random people.
Well, that has nothing to do with nothing up here. So I'm discussing work right now. I'm not discussing anything outside at all.
but you mentioned it's temps, it's employees.
Correct.
And sometimes decorators who are not even part of our company, there's all kinds of different types of personnel in this building that are not part of Sodexo. So you have ASM Global, we have Freeman and other decorators in the building as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, have you ever, anyone who has whistled at you, I'm not saying to confront them, obviously, but have you ever spoken to them and you said, something to the effect of, I would really prefer if you don't whistle at me, something like that?
We did have one instance, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Jaime was doing that, and I spoke with him about it, and he had forgotten what I spoke to them about, our meeting with the crew, and he apologized for that. He's just not used to that. It took him a little time to sort of get used to it. Is that correct, or no?
Convenient, but no, he actually denied that he was whistling ever, in your face and my face. He said, no, I don't know what he's talking about, he's crazy. So, and that's just pretty much what it's been. Every time I say something, they're like, oh, no, we're not whistling near him. No, he's just taking it some weird way or something. I wasn't even whistling type stuff, so that's just pretty much how it's been. But that goes to answer your question. Whenever I say something, yeah, it's like, huh? What are you talking about? Whistling, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was assaulted, by the way, just to let you know. The guy walked up to me. I'm sweeping the dock. The guy walked up to me and said, quit telling people I'm whistling at you. I'm not a faggot. And that's where, the back and forth and all that came in and all that stuff comes in.
Well, at that point, you should have not said anything at all. It came to me directly.
Wait,
and I
did you see me walk and try to get away from him?
Oh,
You
I
didn't
know.
see it?
I
Oh,
didn't.
okay, all
I
right.
didn't
Well,
see it, so they
where's
showed
the footage at, by the way? Can I see the footage from anyone? The footage of me being assaulted, by the way?
It's company property from, the convention center, so that would only be released with like a subpoena.
Oh, okay. Subpoena has to happen first. Okay.
So, do you have any other questions for us at this time?
No.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Jason, or? anyone
No,
else?
at this time, no.
Okay.
Alrighty. Thank you for your time, Lindsay.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for your time, sir. Appreciate it.
No, I didn't need a couple of that.